What's up, everyone? Proud parents from all around the world have been waiting for this moment to watch their loved ones partake in an event so big, so huge, that they couldn't fathom that their children would be here today. I'm Brian McFadden. Welcome to the 2012 World Series of Beer Pong. Alongside me is probably my best friend in this whole tournament, Jason Tongan.
Hi, Jason Tongan here. JT.
Well,
I would say we're pretty good friends.
Yeah.
We've been besties for about a day now.
We've been together for 4 days now.
Well, it took me a little while to know what to do. We're going to be besties for the next 5 hours, I'll tell you that much right now.
I will no longer think of you as a bestie.
We are still besties.
You have about 4 hours to get this situated.
It takes 2 people to call off a bestiness.
All right, we'll see about that.
BFF.
Kristen, you're from, Kristen Brockman, everybody. Kristen is from
What's up, everybody?
Kentucky, the Bluegrass
I
State.
am from Kentucky. Go Wildcats.
You're allergic to just about everything. I found this out in the last 4 days.
Yeah.
But
from
beer.
Kentucky, allergic to horses. Allergic
And bluegrass.
To lots of fruits, bluegrass, but not beer. Thank God, I would have gone into anaphylactic shock by now at this tournament.
This would be a horrible and arduous process for you during the entire tournament. You've been here since day one?
I've been here since day one. I got here on the first New Year's Day, and the first day was just the East-West tournament, and it was cool. It was a little more tame, but day 2 was day 1 of the prelims. That's where the craziness got started. I can't really put into words.
How about we
what
just
went
watch it?
on, So yeah, let's check it out. What's up, everybody? It's Kristen, and welcome to the 7th annual World Series of Beer Pong. This is the calm before the storm. I'm here in the main room where today the first day of prelims are going to take place, and there's a huge line out there. They're about to come in. Let's get ready to play some beer pong. So right now I'm in the center circle. The room is starting to fill up a little bit, but it's still a little tame. Keep in mind, this is just 2 days after New Year's Eve, so I think people are still recovering. But the energy's getting pumped up. I'm really excited to see what kind of announcement they're gonna make.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Series of Beer Pong 7! Before we begin today's game, I'd like everyone to rise for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, today we put together a very special video for you to watch about a new program that we're releasing. It's the National Beer Pong League. Let's take a look.
When we started our company in 2001, one of our core objectives, one of the things that I was the most excited about was to figure out who is the best beer pong player in the world. Theory being, you bring everybody together from all over the world, put a big cash prize on the line, play thousands of games over the course of 3 days, and in theory, you'd think at the end of the tournament, we'd be able to figure out who is the best beer pong player in the world. But there's some problems with that. First of all, for example, not everybody can come out to participate in the World Series of Beer Pong. Furthermore, there are people that do come out to the event and they get on hot streaks and cold streaks. So while this one major event does have some significant value in helping us determine who the best player in the world is, it doesn't do enough. We think that every game you play should count, whether it be on the grand stage of the World Series of Beer Pong, or whether it's in your mom's basement or a fraternity basement, or who knows, it could be a back alley. All of those games should count. And that's why we're here today to introduce to you the National Beer Pong League.
The NBPL mobile app is designed to be a completely new way to experience the game of beer pong. And this is not a virtual beer pong game. This is for real life and real players to record their stats. And it's currently available for the Android platform, but it'll be coming out for iOS later this year. The main feature of the NBPL mobile application is the ability to let you record official scores via the app, which means you can record a score anywhere. And the way you do this is by validating your identity through the official NBPL ID code. And this code is basically a normal QR code, and it can be scanned by other players that have the BPong app. This way, you basically determine who's playing who. Another great thing about the app is that it lets you look at the official standings for the NBPL for anywhere you are. So, for example, if you're in Las Vegas and you want to see who the top players are at that present time, you can look up that information. You can also see who the top teams are in your area. And don't forget that even if you don't have a smartphone, you can actually still play games by going to beerpong.com and getting an official QR code. And you can also invite your friends to play as well.
One of our goals in launching the National Beer Pong League was to be able to capture the results of the countless number of beer pong tournaments that are held around the country each week. It is for this reason that we're launching the National Beer Pong League tournament management software. Designed specifically for beer pong, this software allows you to run any number of beer pong tables and allows for a wide variety of tournament structures. The software is also linked to the worldwide NBPL statistical database. This means that every game played in every tournament is used to calculate the rankings of NBPL players worldwide. Our initial rankings, released in December 2011, were based on the first 6 editions of the World Series of Beer Pong. However, in 2012, all games tracked on the mobile app or tournament management software will be incorporated into those rankings. With the NBPL bar program, the vast majority of tournaments held weekly around the country will be free for players. The cost of this program will be completely covered by the bars, which will pay a small weekly fee to take part. The system works because it's free for players, it's cheap for bar owners, and it gives awesome prizes for everyone involved.
One of the biggest changes that you are going to notice right off the bat here is the transition from the bpong.com domain to beerpong.com. bpong.com is going to remain and exist, and it's going to continue to carry the quality line of beer pong products that we currently manufacture, including but not limited to the tables, the cups, the balls, the apparel. beerpong.com is going to become more of the community site. It's going to be the foundation of and the home of the National Beer Pong League. It's going to include all the community features, the forums, the user profiles, the player stats, the rankings, and all of the community type of features associated with beer pong. We've spent a lot of time over the last year, and really over the last 10 years, building a beer pong community that we truly care about. Everything we're doing is really focused on trying to improve the beer pong experience, to improve the ability for you, the beer pong player, to find other beer pong players, to find other places to play, and to see who really is the best beer pong player in the world. We hope you're all as excited as we are. And be sure to check out the new National Beer Pong League on beerpong.com.
All right, so they just made the announcement. They launched the official National Beer Pong League. Everybody is super pumped for that. Make sure to check it out, beerpong.com. And now round 1 of prelims is about to start.
Without further ado, I would like to call round 1 to your tables. Round 1 to your tables.
Utopia.
That's what you would call it?
That's what I'd call it.
That's what I love.
Is that a
for my
sexy
men's
scent to you?
wear. Totally.
What?
Is that what you have on
No,
right now?
I don't have that on, but I've been here for so long, it's like got into my clothes.
I think we all have it on right now.
It's like the smell of puberty has been walking through.
Puberty, it's a lot more than that. These are grown-ass men enjoying the game of beer pong.
But that's not a part of the rules. You can smell any way you want to smell.
That's true.
But there are rules in beer pong.
If there weren't rules, it would just be a freaking mess in here.
I think one of the hardest things to do is contain a bunch of crazy wild guys and girls at a tournament like this. So you have to have a list of rules, and we'll let you take a look at these rules right here.
Hello, and welcome to the World Series of Beer Pong 7. Before you begin your $50,000 adventure, it is important to understand the rules and structure of the tournament. Tournament structure. Players should remain outside the playing area until each round is called. Once the round is called, players may enter the playing area and begin filling their cups. The round begins at the sound of the air horn. When the game ends, the scorecard must be filled out and signed by a member of each team. In the event of a forfeit, an F should be put down under cup differential. In the event that the game goes into overtime, the cup differential is always 1. When all is filled out and signed, the card needs to go to the pit boss in the orange shirt, and then players should immediately evacuate the playing area. Be sure to use a small amount of intelligence, as some people in orange shirts may not be pit bosses. Be sure to grab and hold onto your cups as you'll be using them in your next game. Gameplay. Because it is impractical to enforce elbow rule, players are allowed to lean over the table while shooting. Players, however, may not place down a hand or move cups out of the way to further increase their lean. Any cups knocked over due to excessive leaning will count as hit cups and will be removed. The ball may either be shot conventionally or bounced. Bounce shots cannot be blocked or swatted and are only worth 1 cup. Whenever a team makes both shots, 1 ball is rolled back and either player may shoot it. Acceptable forms of defense include distractions and grabbing the ball after and only after it comes in contact with a cup. Premature grabulation is embarrassing and will result in a 1-cup penalty. Distractions must be performed behind the edge of the table and may not interfere with the air around the cup or the opponent's vision. Fingering and blowing are not acceptable forms of defense and will also result in a 1-cup penalty. Re-racks are formed as soon as possible upon 6-cup, 3-cup, and 1-cup and must be centered with the table. If a cup is accidentally knocked over during a re-rack, the cup is refilled and put back into place. Cups that are knocked over due to a shot count and are taken away, provided the ball comes in contact with the inside of the cup. Good luck, and let the games begin.
We are in Las Vegas, live on the Vegas Strip. Can't really say where we're at, because that would just be
It doesn't matter.
dumb.
That'd be too much information.
We don't want people to know we're drinking beer and having a great time at the 2012 World Series of Beer Pong,
Don't
do
come
we?
here, it sucks.
You know what the best part about this is? We have many celebrities going to be walking in and out of here, including some of the past year's champions of the World Series of Beer Pong.
I'm Nick Sirigas, reigning champion.
And Nick, you actually won last year's World Series of Beer Pong, correct? With standing ovation was your team?
Yes.
And you're competing again this year?
Yes.
And so I want to get a little beer pong 101 from you for people who are tuning in who maybe never played or who just want to get tips from a pro like you. So first, I guess, let's start with the basics and tell me how to throw one in.
What arm are you? What do you throw? Right
Lefty.
or left? Your left? Okay, so put your left foot under here.
Okay. All right.
That's lean as much as you want.
What's your strategy for knocking it in? Do you do like a rainbow shot? Do you bounce it?
You can bounce it, it's still worth 1.
Okay.
But a nice soft touch to the ball. Okay. Nothing real hard.
I'll see if I have a soft touch. All right.
It's mainly in the arm.
Here goes my first shot. I need some help on my form.
All right.
Show me.
You got your foot. Now take a little lean.
Okay.
Lean.
Clean.
Keep your back foot plant.
See, that's what I do though. I do the like girly.
It's more of a motion.
Okay.
Whole body.
So fluid. Okay.
Yeah, fluid.
How to have a great self-image without the use of anything.
Okay, so I made one in, and then once you get it in, you
Pull the cup,
pull it.
and then you get, your partner would go. Say your partner makes it, then you get 1 ball back.
Okay.
The most you can make in a turn is 3.
What else? Or are you not sharing your secrets with me because you don't want me for competition next year?
You don't need to force the ball.
Oh, I'm destroying this.
Now you get an automatic re-rack.
Okay.
6 and 3, an automatic re-rack.
And you always have to wash your balls, right?
I wash them just so that
I hope so. Yeah, okay. Now, when you're in the World Series here, you can use beer and also water because obviously we're going to be playing all day long. You can't be drinking beer all day long. But when you do play with all beer, how do you, does that improve your game?
Well, you can't get drunk. That's not part of the game for me. But you have to have a...
Because you're a pro.
And you gotta be relaxed.
Now, I had a lot of guys say that they're nervous. Do you get nervous? Because all the money's on the line, or is it more of a fun thing for you? Well, you have a reputation to maintain, dude. I'd be nervous too if I were you. Let's see how good I really am.
You're
go like such as these.
Okay, this one's going off the wall, to the chandelier, to the water cooler, and in the cup. Here goes. Ready?
Strategy, not to lose. That we're here to play Pong and win. We're going back to the roots. That's it. That's what we do. That's what we know how to do.
My name's Ron Hamilton. I'm waiting for my partner, Pop. He sucks. I don't know where he is. He's embarrassing.
Greatest upsets in the history of beer pong. Standing O loses to Cheech and Pong. That's an upset. That's something.
Huge upset.
I don't know if it's really an upset. I mean, they're both top-tier teams. It's just kind of a crappy deal.
Standing O was picked to. I mean, we're in Vegas. We can say it. They were odds-on favorite.
Well, they won last year. They took home the title, and they finished round 1 and 2 of prelims at number 5 out of almost 500 teams. So I'd say that's a big upset.
That's true. They were tied for second, right?
You know what?
Going into today.
Yeah, somewhere around there. They were in the top 5.
They were high up there.
One team falls, and we don't have to worry about it. We move forward. We move on.
I like those guys, though.
We don't cry. We don't sit around and cry about one team going down.
They got beat by
I'm not going to cry about that.
What's another team that's probably one of the favorites to win this? Probably the most charismatic team out there is Boomerang.
If you can call it charisma, Brian, these guys are ridiculous. The team's called Bangarang. I had the pleasure to meet them, and they are by far, and not by far, there are a lot of obnoxious people here doing obnoxious things. But I think Reap, my boy Reap, takes the cake. I had the pleasure of sitting down and them letting me into their world, and I hope you enjoy this information. Hi there, with me now is Fraser and Reap, Team Bangarang. How did you guys become a team?
We both competed very well in a lot of major events, and he's gotten top 3, and I was progressing very rapidly, so I tried to scoop up one of the best players in the world, and I was like, yo, Fraser, let's go. We got really good team chemistry. We vibe really well.
Is this your first time here?
Nah, we got top 8 last year. We just come off winning the East Coast Beer Pong Championships. We just won a $10,000 event, so I'm ready to go, bro.
Is this an appropriate place to have the World Series of Beer Pong?
Definitely. This is the best place ever, you know? Vegas gives you a chance to get away and experience everybody, because you get to see your friends from the West Coast, you get to see them from Midwest. I got my friends here from Ireland, Germany, Canada, all over the world. We just won the East Coast Championship in Atlantic City, and that's fun, but it's not the same aspect as Vegas, you know? Yeah, it's not the same turnout.
Beer pong has it run down to the T. Everything's legit. Everyone tries to run things like them, and they do a really good job, and I shout out to them. I'm glad they do it every single year. They handle everything professional.
Talk to me about distractions. There's a lot of hullabaloo going on. Do you guys subscribe to that?
My man is constantly moving, constantly going back, making facial gestures, and he's pretty much, he is the bad guy, I'm the nice guy. So I calm everyone down, and he just pushes the envelope every time, so.
I talk a lot of trash. I'll be talking nonstop, just intimidating every single person I've ever met, you know. If I can have them shaking before I'm even on the table, I'm like, it's a wrap, bro, game over. See them nervous.
People really don't want to bump into us because we play so much better when we're having a good time, and we're always having a good time. And you're not even playing the other team, you're playing the Cubs. If we shoot our game, we're not going to lose. That's pretty much bottom line it.
When when you're I'm not trying to distract you. That's what it's called, distraction, right?
Yeah, it's a distraction. It's a technique used. I mean, the man is a master of it. He walks around with a freaking boombox everywhere, screaming at people, and it's part of the game. A lot of people don't realize you can't do this in basketball. You can't do this in every sport, let alone real life, running around, screaming at people, moving. But it's part of the game in beer pong.
You can't do that playing football, baseball, basketball, but you can do that playing beer pong.
No technicals here. There's really not, if you read the beer pong rules, there's not a lot of rules when it comes to distractions. You can say whatever you want as long as you don't cross that middle line and get up in the player's face. Everything's game.
I feel like I'm a wonderful professional, a true professional. I can't be distracted. There's nothing you can do or say that could distract me while I'm in a zone. And right now, I'm in a zone. So let's try this, Jason.
I'll try to distract you.
Yes.
I'm gonna pretend like we're starting the show, right?
Yes.
And then once I'm in the middle of the show, you guys can do whatever you want. Or in the middle of my speech, you guys can do whatever you want.
We can't touch you, though.
Distract me. You can't touch me. Those are the rules.
There's the rules.
All right, let's read some copy here.
Rules are rules.
I don't know if I can say some of the things I've heard.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brian McFadden, and welcome
back
to the...
You're horrible.
Why would you
Your
say that?
mother's ashamed of you.
Look,
it's a good one.
already done. Already done.
My mom's not ashamed
You're
of me.
fat. You're ugly.
Your parents
You've never
hate
played beer pong in your life. What's up with that haircut
You
and
weren't
that
valedictorian.
jacket?
Your GPA was 3.1. 2.9. Oh, keep looking.
Oh,
it's
JT's
going down. 2.5.
really good at this.
2.4. You didn't graduate.
I did too graduate. My mom's not ashamed of me.
Your mom.
Some things I've done in my life that she would be ashamed of, but not hosting the 2012
and there's also
World's...
physical distractions,
Yeah, how do you do
especially
that?
the ladies have been using. I don't have a lot of them, but I met one team yesterday that had the birdie, a new dance they came up with, and it went a little bit like this.
The birdie.
And they did that.
There
was a guy doing handstands. I mean, you name it, they've done it.
Wait, how does the birdie go again?
You gotta lean back like you move. And do that. Maybe it's a dead birdie.
I do that at a
I
post
don't know.
office.
You do that at a post office?
I'll do that. I'll do it in Walgreens.
I wish I knew that team name. They're really good at the birdie.
Well, the reason we're talking about this is because, as mentioned, distracting is part of the game. It's encouraged. Well, it's all about getting inside the head of the other opponent. You can talk smack. You want to get them off their game. Number one priority in this game is throwing a ping pong ball into a cup of beer. Let's be honest. But the other part of that game is trying to get your opponent to miss. So I went into the field, into the practice room, which is kind of where everyone hangs out when they're not on the floor playing in the actual tournament. They go to the practice room, and we got some more information about distracting.
We got tons of information.
Hi everybody, this is JT in the practice room at the World Series of Beer Pong, trying to shed some light on the art of distraction. It's a known thing, people do it, and if you don't do it, you probably should be. So let's find out what people find distracting. With Mike, what do you find distracting, Mike? Is it a big part of the game?
It is. It's huge. It's not the talk, it's the motion. I'm like a cat.
Distraction is definitely a big part of the game. You have to get in the other guy's head. If you get in their head, you won the game.
When you're quiet and when they shoot and you all of a sudden do that in the moment,
I'm afraid I don't quite understand what you guys are saying. I think you're going to have to show us. Okay. Did that distract you?
No, it didn't distract me. What? He didn't do shit. A good defense is as good as a good offense, right? You unbuckle the belt, right? In the middle, and you gotta pull the belt out.
What if you don't get in their head, or you don't even attempt to get in their head? Is that maybe a method of getting in their head?
No. The less experience you have, the more distractions work. If you get like a couple of Star Trek nerds come here and you start talking shit to them, they melt. They melt like ice cubes.
If you want to go to Ron Hamilton, you go in the three-point stance like this. Ron Hamilton goes down like this. He goes up like that. You just don't want to hit the table. If you hit the table, you're in trouble.
One of the biggest things that I do is getting behind the table. Right before they shoot, I jump up like that. Another thing is just being loud. There it is.
This guy right here is one of the legends of distraction.
Why is he so good at distracting?
Let's give him an example.
Hey, I bet you work at MSG as a f***ing little lackey. We get coffee for the coach, you piece of shit. You keep bouncing that ball, you ass. Boom! That's right. Woo! See you later! You know the great thing about it is, though, you sit here and talk shit to everybody, and people talk shit you. On the day, you're friends.
Afterwards, you're all cool. And that's the most important thing, because we're all about to
They hug it out.
You hug it out. Give a hug. Everybody give a hug. Hug it out. They hug it out.
Hey, thanks for talking to me, boys. I think we all learned a lot about distracting today.
Don't distract him. Give you
Thanks a lot, man. It's a pleasure meeting you.
All right, you too. We'll see you out there.
All right, have a good night.
I like this game because of this reason. At first, it distracted me, and I thought, who wants to play a game where someone's just talking trash to your face the entire time? And it's like, if you can't beat them, you better join them. I mean, it's a little too easy just throwing a ball in a cup. I need someone intimidating me and threatening my life.
It's just sticks and stones, man. How about we should check out some of this action that's going on right now? We can be the fly on the wall, so to speak, here at the 2012 World Series of Beer Pong.
And let me tell you a little bit about how these guys got here to these tables right here. This is the final day, but we've had 2 days of prelims. Every team in the tournament had to play 12 rounds of beer pong. Now, from that, they ranked the teams after the prelims, and they ranked them by number 1, how many wins you got, and number 2, your cup differential. And now your cup differential is how many cups the opponent has left when you're on the table. So if you play 12 games and every opponent has 2 cups left on the table, well, your cup differential is going to be 24. Now they're playing double elimination. The winners of these games are who are going to make it into the top 16, and those are the teams we want to look out for. Those are the ones who are up for the 50 grand.
You've done your homework, Kristen.
I tried. I hope you guys explain that. If you're not familiar with beer pong, it's kind of complicated.
Not only have you been drinking beer, but you've been doing some research.
I know what I'm talking about.
JT and I are very proud. JT, what's your favorite part about beer pong?
I'm going to have to say the smell.
The beer stench?
Yeah, well,
or the pong stench?
Pongtopia. Guaranteed to get any man action. Not in here per se, but when you take it outside, we're in Las Vegas. I'm telling you, it works.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Since last year's winner is out, standing ovation's gone, standing O's gone. Who is the odds-on favorite to win the tournament now? Who's left?
The top team coming in after the prelims was Seek and Destroy. They were ranked number 1. They were undefeated, and I think their cup differential was 54 or 56, so that's huge. That means their opponents, by the time the game were finished, they still had 6 or 7 cups left on the table, which is amazing. That means they killed it right up front.
We got some other teams, too. Actually, there were no fewer than probably 10 teams with 12-0, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's some good beer pong. Number 2 is Drinking, Smoking, Straight West Coastin'. After that is Like a Fine Wine, then standing ovation, and they're out.
Actually, Like a Fine Wine, one of the guys, Nick, in Like a Fine Wine, he was the winner of the first World Series of Beer Pong. I think the team was called Team French. And now he's on another team, and he is ranked pretty high. So since he's won before, he probably has a good chance.
When you get eliminated from a tournament like this, is it something that you just want to sit around and watch your feathered beer pong, what'd you call them?
Feathered beer pong?
Your fellow beer pong athletes? What'd you call them?
Feathered
pong athletes?
Feathered pong, no.
What would you call them?
Your pong
pros?
Your pong mates.
Pongsies? That's adorable. Would you sit around and watch them, or would you go back to your hotel room and you probably want to stay away from beer?
I'd probably hang out here and drink beer and watch people, do
because you're a nice guy.
Well, no, it's about it's passion. It's raw passion.
These guys have put their hearts and minds into this whole thing.
These are top athletes, Brian.
Well, all the people who were taking it seriously day 1 and 2 and are out now are just having a good time.
They're just trash on the sidelines.
How do you think your equilibrium is after you start from day 1? Your equilibrium and then also your body. This must be very tiring because not only are you being physical by throwing a ping pong into a little cup, but you're also drinking tons of beer.
Tons of beer, right. Well, in case you guys at home didn't know, the World Series of Beer Pong actually allows you to play with not all beer because let's face it.
I was just going to say.
We can't drink beer all day.
The more serious players actually don't get trash all day.
Well, it's $50,000 at stake. So.
Yeah, they don't. No, all of these guys, I guarantee you right now, these black carpet games, as they're called, all of these men did not get drunk last night.
And how do you train for something like this? Like when you're an athlete, say soccer or basketball, you're constantly doing wind sprints or you're running 20 miles a day.
Not drinking beer.
Not drinking any kind of beer. How do you get ready for something like this? This is 4 days of.
Well, a lot of these guys play in tournaments where they're from. A lot of these guys are sponsored by other tournaments in their state. to win a bid here. So this goes on all over. So they're practicing in their basement, then they're practicing at their local bar that has local leagues.
So not only are they representing their local bar and their local city, but they're representing their state.
Yeah, I mean, there's Virginia Beer Pong, there's New Mexico Beer Pong, there's SoCal Beer Pong, and there's a lot of other beer pong organizations besides just this, and they all want their players to make it here.
We are the Australian Beer Pong team, and this is the World Series of Beer Pong 7.
I'm number one player in the world. My name's Andy Cutaway. I'm here to show you how to play some beer pong. Let's do this.
Finished round 7. They just came off a win. Why don't you talk to me about what just happened there?
Actually, when we got our schedule, we knew it was a game we had to win. We lost our very first game today because it came down ice cold. We've never done that before. So this was a huge game. We need to go 2-1. Couldn't miss. They're the toughest team on our schedule. So it was a very good win.
How did you bring yourself back from a loss to come for this big win?
And we got our juices flowing, started doing little distractions, realized that we are one of the best teams in the world. And we played against a great team, and I love seeing that jersey. They're great guys, it's a great team, but I knew we had to win, and we rebound. That's what we do. We live for this stage. This is where we want to play. We want all that pressure. We want everybody watching. I'm very proud of the way we performed. Our focus is definitely the World Series. This is what we want to win. East First West is a good warm-up for us, but this is why we're here. And that game shows you what we're going to do.
I understand that you're a nationally ranked player.
I am the #1 ranked player in the country. I'm not very flashy. I sneak through tournaments. I'm not like Pop or Kessler, very loud, very popular. I'm the most consistent player. No one, last 5 majors, I finished in the top 5. No one's done that.
So when it comes down to that last shot of the game, you're taking that shot?
100%. I will always take that shot, 100%.